She couldn't even wait a day. Not even a damn day. She starts off kind of okay. I want to congratulate the Prime Minister. Then she goes into 48 sentences about Pierre Poilievre before she starts to make her list of demands. So many demands. That's the picture they chose to use? That's your strength picture? But that's not even it. She had a presser yesterday because Danny and the UCP are putting forward Bill 54, the Election Statute Amendment Act, the day after the federal election. Oh, but it was just coincidence. It had nothing to do with the outcome. It was just purely coincidental. There's a lot of changes in the act. They're lifting the ability for corporations and unions to donate. Corporations. We know who benefits from that. And you might be thinking, oh, great, unions. And yes, it will open it up to any union. But Daddy's going to target the same unions that Pierre used. Manipulated. It's just a means for them to get more cash. It's the amendment that gets rid of tabulators. Because conservatives really hate tabulators. Whatever. It gets rid of vouching. Which you're like, Lisa, why would somebody want to vouch for somebody else? What good comes of that? The ability to vouch for somebody else's identity helps people who don't have ID. Who are generally the people who have a difficult time getting ID? Houseless and very low-income people. So whereas you could have a worker vouch for them, yeah, that's Bob. Now unless Bob has ID, oh, and now they also have to vote within their constituency. They're taking that away. I'll get to that one in a second. But if Bob can't get ID because Bob is houseless, the UCP is taking Bob's ability away to vote. And for anybody saying, why don't they just go get ID? It's not that easy. But now you have to vote in your own constituency, which, gee, that makes sense. Does it? That means people like students who, let's say, are from Calgary, but are studying in Edmonton, living here right now. Well, they'd have to go all the way back to Calgary to vote. Students generally vote progressive. They want to increase special ballots, giving more people an opportunity to be able to vote. Don't forget, a lot of snowbirds leave Alberta for 6 months out of the year. They're not coming back to vote should an election be in that winter time. But a special ballot will allow them to vote. A lot of snowbirds vote conservative. Do you see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going with all that? Oh, but there's more. I'm going to take it from a tweet that someone posted yesterday. Huge win for Alberta's sovereignty, because it started already. As part of the amendments, it updates the Citizens Initiative Act. So anybody that wants to put forward anything no longer needs 600K, just 177K, and gives them more time to get them. It's Alberta Independence, for example. Oh, he also posted this, and I saw this on TikTok. It also lowers the number of signatures you need to recall somebody. Now, this actually stems from when the donkey wanted to recall Calgary's mayor, Jyoti Gondek, and he couldn't get enough signatures. Well, Danny's changed that. It's not based on population anymore. It's based on people who actually voted. Danny's just trying to help the little guy.
And just following up from a question earlier, too, I just want to ask, or directly, is the door still open to Alberta separating? I feel that question wasn't directly answered.
Well, not by me. I believe in Alberta's sovereignty within a united Canada. However, there is a citizen-initiated referenda process that if citizens want to put a question on a ballot and get enough of their fellow citizens to sign that petition, then those questions will be put forward. Again, I don't want to prejudge what a question might be, but not by our government.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing it. It doesn't mean that somebody else couldn't do it, but we're not doing it. I think what Danny needs to realize is that even though in the federal election, most of Alberta stayed blue, the number of votes for other parties also increased. And I know people say it doesn't matter, it's whoever wins a seat. But it kind of does matter. Because with the increase of people voting for other parties outside of conservative parties, there is potential for change. And with that change, it means that some of the things that Danny's putting in this new act could come back to bite her in the ass. Like the recall. Anyway, this is just them manipulating things like they always do. Danny with their list of demands saying, we want sovereignty. And then getting mad at other provinces that don't want, that said no to a pipeline. So Ottawa, stay out of our business, but make all of our other cousins do what we want. This is typical conservative. Changing the rules willy-nilly, exempting yourself from rules, but wanting rules imposed on others. I'm gonna leave it with this one.
With Mr. Poilievre, of course, he lost his own seat. and he did not win the election. Do you take any responsibility for what happened last night? Because of your comments, for example, to Breitbart News, that he was more in sync with the Americans where they were headed under Donald Trump. Do you take any responsibility for having hobbled or undermined the Conservative campaign with your comments?
I don't think I was in the media in the last 2 weeks. I was traveling. I was the vote solidified over the last 2 weeks. So whatever happened over the last 2 weeks, I would say, was the result of the campaigning of the federal parties. I had no.
Girl, you don't think anybody remembers what happened over 2 weeks ago? You're getting involved in shit that was none of your business? You loving the fact that you were getting attention from alt-right media, podcasts, and you couldn't help yourself? Okay, girl, as long as you can sleep at night. Anyway, I haven't spent a lot of time talking about Alberta, but Danny's still cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or Cheeto Puffs, and is a menace to every Albertan. Because even though she thinks that by changing these things she's going to benefit her own party, somewhere, somehow, we need to have an Uno reverse.